Oh my god, I'm looping me clearing my throat on my phone. That is hilarious. What's going on? I don't think this is the right one. It's not. Alright. Let me figure this out really quick. Get the chat working. Because the chat thing from before is not working. Wait, I could probably just pop this out and copy the thing. There we go. Easy fix. There we go. Yeah, so the reason it's super wide, as annoying as that shit is, the quality was a little off on all my streams, and it said online that if you're not streaming at the same resolution your monitor is, then it's gonna like look worse, which I was like, that kind of makes sense. So I'm streaming at my monitor's resolution now, seeing if it helps the quality at all. Let me see. I mean, yeah, things look pretty good actually. That's pretty clean, honestly. I was gonna say, my phone, it looks pretty much the same. Yo, what up? What's up, 3Hoen? I'll go to bed watching on my phone. Completely forgot it was Friday, and then I got the notification. Hell yeah. Alright. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab a coffee really quick, and then we're gonna get this thing rolling. Hello. I come bearing coffee. I come bearing coffee. Oh. Okay, let me see here. My pod decided to make some all legend have the partner mechanic. Finally decided on Tamio, Inquisitive Student, and Lady Octopus. What is another good 2 legend combo for the command zone? I always think of Luris whenever I think about commanders, but he's already a companion. So he's kind of already... There's something in my drink. There we go. Johnny Zert, let's go! Your wish is my command, Johnny boy. Okay. You know how it works. We got 2 decks submitted tonight. We're going to go ahead and take a look at both of them. The first one is a Narci Group Slug deck submitted by Outreach Gamer. Strategy and theme. Let me make sure everything looks okay here. I'm going to zoom this in a little bit. That should be better. Un momento. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Group Slug. To slug the table and make my opponents regret letting me get sagas rolling. Power level, optimize casual. Drain the table 101 is the win condition. Favorite interaction. That I can draw cards no matter what happens to my enchantments. What do you hope to get from your review? To show off my deck, get new card recommendations, help raise the power level, and to get help cutting cards from my deck. And they are a Patreon and YouTube member. Outreach Gamer. I've been playing some Tabletop Simulator with him recently, and it has been a blast. Super good dude. Okay, so we're gonna look at his deck here, and it is based around Narci Fable Singer. And I actually played against this deck. It was pretty good. She has 1, a white, a black, and a green for a 3/3 lifelink. Whenever you sacrifice an enchantment, draw a card. And if you don't know, when you finish a saga, you have to sacrifice it. So, look at that. Whenever the final chapter ability of a saga you control resolves, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is that saga's mana value. Yeah, getting that off once was scary in that game. I'll tell you that much. Okay, let me get the view options right here. There we go. Okay. So, yeah. Saga deck. It runs buff cards. We got Forgotten Agent. Forgotten Agent's just a good card, dude. He actually played this in our game, and it was just building up counters. I actually had to remove it pretty quick. Because within a couple like rotations, I was like, oh, that thing's gonna be double digits, so I gotta get rid of that thing pretty quick, and then he'll just move the counters onto somebody else if it gets too big, so it's pretty good. Counter removal, because you can remove counters from your sagas. Aether Snap, remove all counters from all permanents and exile all tokens, so token removal plus you get to reset all your sagas. That's fantastic. Glissa Sun Slayer lets you remove up to 3 counters from target permanent when it deals combat damage to a player. And Power Conduit lets you remove a counter from something to put a 1/1 counter on something. So again, great for our sagas. Drain, we've got Bastion of Remembrance. Spits out a 1/1 whenever a creature we control dies. Each opponent loses 1. It's also an enchantment. Erebos Bleak-Hearted lets us pay 2 life, draw a card whenever a creature dies, and pay 1 in the black to sack another creature. Target creature gets -2/-1. And Wound Reflection, at the beginning of each end step, each opponent loses life equal to life they lost this turn. That's such a busted card. A little black double damage card? Sure. Oh, sure. Alex Picton, what's up? First stream I've caught in a while. What's happening, my guy? My fat ass ran up the stairs, alright? So forgive me if I'm a bit out of breath, alright? Okay? Forgive the... Me and my brother were just talking about I Think You Should Leave. I don't know if any of you guys watch that show, but oh man, there's a look up I Think You Should Leave Ghost Hunting or Haunted House. Look up Haunted House. I Think You Should Leave Haunted House. No, that'll probably come up with another one. Shit. Haunted House Tour. Look up that. It's a really funny sketch. As far as card draw, we've got Eidolon of Blossoms, which lets us draw cards when enchantments enter the battlefield. Andu Spirit Dancer lets us copy enchantments when we play them. Cacophony Unleashed is 5 and 2 black enchantment when it enters. Is this too loud of music, by the way? It sounds very loud through my speakers, but maybe it's not. Unleashed is 5 and 2 black enchantment when it enters. Nope. It sounds fine. 5 and 2 black enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, destroy all non-enchantment creatures. When Cacophony Unleashed or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control until end of turn, Cacophony Unleashed becomes a 6/6 Nightmare God with Menace and Death Touch, and it's still an enchantment. Pretty good. Board wipe that just turns into a fucking bomb. Enchantment payoffs. Calyx, Guided by Fate, 1 white green, 2/2. When it or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. When Calyx or another enchant creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may create a token that's a copy of target non-legendary enchantment you control. Do this only once a turn. That's really good. Damn. Doomwake Giant. Love Doomwake Giant. Whenever an enchantment ETBs, you just neg one the entire opponent's board. Enchantress. Whenever playing enchantment, draw a card. Vendurous enchantment or Enchantress, same thing. And Citizen Champion, same thing, except it also gets a 1/1 counter. That's so good. Nyxborn Behemoth. I did not give birth to this thing, I'll tell you that. 10 and 2 green for a 10/10. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the total mana value of non-creature enchantments you control. Yeah, possible 2 mana 10/10, sure. You can also give it indestructible by sacrificing an enchantment. That seems really good with your commander, jeez. Nyx Weaver. I don't know how you got my Weaver as well. 1 a black and a green for a 2/3 reach. At the beginning of your upkeep, mill 2 cards. 1 a black and a green. Exile this creature. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, it's an enchantment creature. It's pretty good, like, a way to dig for cards you need. I like it. Black Market Connections. Just some good card draw, good token creation, good mana ramp. Composer of Spring. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a land card from your hand into play tapped. If you control 6 or more enchantments, instead you may put a creature into play tapped. That's such a good card. Demon of Faith Design. 4 and 2 black, 6/6 flying trample. Once during each of your turns, you may cast an enchantment spell by paying life equal to its mana value, rather than paying its mana value. Sanctum Weaver is so good. Adds mana equal to your enchantments. Such a good busted card. A couple mono rocks, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet. Protection, we've got Heroic Intervention, Lightning Greaves, Sandworm Convergence. Sandworm Convergence, very good, spitting out 5/5s, and it's an enchantment. As far as ramp is concerned, we've got Courser of Krufix, Dryad of Elysian Grove, Farseek, 3 Visits, and Kalani Heart Expedition. Recursion, we've got a Nixthia, who is an absolute unit in this deck. 2 green, black, white, 4/4 Menace. Other enchantment creatures you control have Menace. Whenever a Nixthia enters the battlefield or attacks, exile up to 1 target non-aura enchantment card from your graveyard and then create a copy of it. That is a 3/3 black zombie in addition to its other types. Nixthia is such a fun commander as well, but in this deck, absolute unit. Starfield of Nyx, super good. It is my Starfield, I will confirm. 4 and a white for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may return an enchantment from your graveyard into play. And as long as you control 5 or more enchantments, each non-aura enchantment you control is a creature in addition to its other types and has power and toughness equal to its mana value. It's such a good card. So good. This seems like a super high curve with not much ramp. Kinda. It's got 5 pieces of ramp here and then 2 mana rocks, so 7. And then it's got Sanctum Weaver, so 8. But yeah, I think there's a couple cards that I would suggest if they don't come up later in the list. Yuna, Hope of Spira. 3 green, white, 3/5. During your turn, Yuna and enchantment creatures you control have Trample, Lifelink, and Ward 2. That seems incredibly good. At the beginning of your end step, return up to 1 target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield with an enchantment or a finality counter. Yikes. That's really good. As far as removal is concerned, I saw some removes counters cards in there, but I would figure the deck wants more proliferate. You get the saga payoffs faster and triggers the commander more often. That's a good point, Hoenn. That's actually a very good point. There's a bunch of cards that have enchantment spells you cast, cost 1 less to cast. They could run those. That's exactly what I was thinking, Alex. I think those are going to be great in here. Lunar Slay. Yo, how's it going? How's it going, my guy? Good, how are you? For removal, we got Assassin's Trophy, Beast Within, Cast Out, Extinguish All Hope, Murder, Path to Exile, and Swords to Plowshare. We've got Sacrifice in the form of Viscera Seer. Because, one, I'm sure some of the sagas are just going to make tokens that we can sack. We run a bunch of creatures we can sack, but also a lot of our sagas are going to be these sagas from Final Fantasy that are creatures. So we could sack those to trigger our commander on a whim, instant speed, which seems kind of good. Not a lot, I guess. It looks like there's like 3 or 4, but Still seems pretty good. All right, time to read some books. We got the sagas. We got 16 of them. Battle of the Hellvault. 4 and 2 white for a saga. Chapter 1 and 2, exile a creature for as long as you control Battle of the Hellvault. It's actually non-land permanent, not a creature. And Chapter 3 creates Avacyn, an 8/8 white angel creature token with flying, vigilance, and indestructible. That seems pretty good. Battle for Bredegard is 1 a white and a green for a first chapter saga. Sorry, sagas are so weird to read. Create a 1/1 human creature token. Create a 1/1 green elf creature token. And Chapter 3, choose any number of artifact tokens and or creatures tokens you control with different names. For each of them, create a copy of that token. That's pretty good. Damn. Creature tokens you control with different names. That's pretty good. Battle for Bredegard's actually kind of a bop in a token deck. I'm going to save that. The Creation of Avacyn could be fun saga tutor. The Creation of Avacyn? Is that a card? Whoa, the Creation of Avacyn. 1 and 2 black. Search your library for a card. Exile it face down, then shuffle. Chapter 2. Turn the exiled card face up. If it's a creature card, you may lose life equal to its mana value. Or you lose life equal to its mana value. Chapter 3. You may put the exiled card into the battlefield if it's a creature card. If you don't put it into the battlefield, put it into its owner's hand. It's not bad. It's a little slow, but it is pretty... comes out pretty early. Death in Heaven is 3 and a black for a first and second chapter, being target player mills 2 cards, then exile their graveyards. And then Chapter 3, put all creature cards exiled with this in onto play, face down as 2/2 Cyberman under your control. That seems really good. Genesis of the Daleks, 4 and 2 black, Chapter 1, 2, and 3. Create a 3/3 black Dalek creature token with menace for each lore counter on this saga. Chapter 4, target opponent faces a villainous choice. Destroy all Dalek creatures, and each of your opponents lose life equal to the number of Daleks that died this turn, or destroy all non-Daleks. That seems pretty good. Staff of Completion, since there's some life gain in the deck. Is Outreach looking to cut cards as well? I think he said he was looking to cut cards, if I'm not mistaken. Get help cutting cards from my deck, yep. Staff of Completion could be pretty good. You get mana ramp, you get proliferation, you get card draw. Seems pretty good. Love Song of Night and Day. 2 and a white for a saga with Chapter 1. You and target opponent each draw 2 cards. Chapter 2, create a 1/1 bird with flying. Chapter 3, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. That's just a good card. I like that. Revival of the Ancestors, 1 white, black, green. Chapter 1, create 3 1/1 spirits. Chapter 2, distribute 3 1/1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 creatures. And Chapter 3, creatures you control gain trample and lifelink. Yeah, it seems pretty good. That's where the Viscera Seer comes into play. Seems pretty not bad. Summon Bahamut is Bahamut, whatever. 9 for a 9/9. Chapter 1 and 2, destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. Chapter 3, draw 2 cards. And Chapter 4, Mega Flare. This creature deals damage equal to the total mana value of other permanents you control to each player. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's a win the game right there. I don't see the point in Forgotten Ancient or any of the creature buff cards since they don't have synergy with the commander game plan. 16 sagas might not be enough. That's fair. So like maybe cutting Viscera Seer and cutting Forgotten Ancient right now would be, maybe even Bastion of Remembrance. Erebos might be okay with the tokens and stuff. Andy's an enchantment. That might be a pretty good payoff. If you get enough but it's devotion as well. You might cut Erebos as well. Bastion of Remembrance, Erebos, Viscera Seer, Forgotten Ancient. I think those are 4 cards you can cut. 3 Hoenn, 16 sagas might not be enough. That would be enough. That'd be enough. You might be right. Summon Knights of the Round, 6 and 2 white for a 3/3 indestructible. Chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. Create 3 2/2 Knights. Holy shice, that's really good. Wow, that's really good. You get 2, 4, 6 plus 3, 9. You get 9 power for 8 mana. On the turn it comes out, then for 3 following turns, you're getting... That's pretty nuts. And then Chapter 5, other creatures you control get +2/+2 and put an indestructible counter on each of them until end of turn. Jeez. Summon Titan, 3 and 2 green for a 7/7. Chapter 1, mill 5 cards. Chapter 2, return all land cards from your graveyard into play tapped. Chapter 3, until end of turn, another target creature you control gains trample. And gets +X/+X, where X is the number of lands you control. Sure. That one's a little weird, but it's not terrible. I think I get what they're going for here. I think they're trying not to run a ton of sagas, but rather a few huge ones to trigger the commander's third ability as much as possible. Ooh, okay. Knights of Round is super good in Sidar Jabari, where you can put it there for free. Yeah, that seems disgusting. 3 Hoenn, you might have a point. Yeah, I think that probably is what he's going for. Tale of Tenuvial, 3 and 2 white for a Chapter 1. Target creature you control gains indestructible for as long as you control Tale of Tenuvial. Pretty good. Chapter 2, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. And Chapter 3, up to 2 target creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. It's pretty good. Can you, in response to the third ability happening, remove a counter and then not have to sack it? It says sacrifice after 3. What if you, bring it back? Yes, you can. Yes, that's super cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Binding of the Titans. Each player puts the top 3 cards of their library into their graveyard for 1 and a green. Chapter 2, exile up to 2 target cards from graveyards for each creature card exiled. This way you gain 1. Chapter 3, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Or a land card. It's pretty good. The Death of Gwen Stacy. 2 and a black. Chapter 1, destroy target creature. It's pretty good. Chapter 2, each player may discard a card. Each player who doesn't loses 3 life. And Chapter 3, exile any number of target players' graveyards. That's pretty good. The Eldest Reborn. 4 and a black. Chapter 1, each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. Chapter 2, each opponent discards a card. Chapter 3, put target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard into play with a finality counter on it. Oh, from a graveyard. Ooh. It's a little expensive for my taste, but in the Saga deck, I like it. The First Iroan Games. 2 and a green. Chapter 1, create a 1/1 human soldier. Chapter 2, put 3 1/1 counters on target creature you control. Seems pretty good. Chapter 3, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw 2 cards. Okay. Chapter 4, create a gold token. That's a pretty darn good saga. You get bodies, you get buffs, you get card draw, you get ramp. Over the course of 4 turns, sure, but it's pretty good. The Mending of Dominaria, 3 and 2 green, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Mill 2 cards, then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Chapter 3, return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, and then shuffle your graveyard into your library. It's pretty good. And then finally, the World Spell, 5 and 2 green, Chapter 1 and 2. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-saga permanent from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library. Non-saga. That's weird. And then Chapter 3, put up to 2 target non-saga permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. I don't know if I like this one. This one seems very, like, anti-synergistic, right? Saga Manipulation. A Saga Manipulation, I see. Green and a white for a 1/3. Tap it, put a lore counter on each saga you control. Activate as a sorcery. That seems really good. And when she dies, choose one. Return target saga from your graveyard to your hand, or return target saga card from your graveyard. Wait. Oh, you can bounce one from the battlefield to your hand, or return one from grave. That's really good. Utility is Decanter of Endless Water for mana ramp, and you have no maximum hand size. Mirari's Wake gives your creatures 1/1 and makes your lands tap for double. Starfield Mystic makes your enchantments cost 1 less to cast. There we go. Whenever an enchantment you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on Starfield Mystic. And Up the Beanstalk lets you draw a card when it enters, and whenever you cast a spell with mana value 5 or greater. And then we've got a big old sideboard here, which we will refer to whenever we go make recommendations. So what are we thinking here for some recommendations on this? Alternate to the Eldest Reborn could be Cruelty of Gix. Same cost, but has read ahead, so you could go straight to the 3rd chapter. Ooh, read ahead seems really good. Read ahead seems really good. Okay. Cruelty of Gix, 3 and 2 black for a saga. Chapter 1, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a creature or planeswalker card from it. That player discards it. Chapter 2, search your library for a card. Put that card into your hand. Then you lose 3 life. Chapter 3, put target creature card from your graveyard into the battlefield under your control. This seems great in here. That's a great replacement. Okay, I see Binding of the Old Gods in sideboard, but I would highly consider putting it in main, removal on a stick, and ramp. Binding of the Old Gods. Oh, yeah. 2 black green, chapter 1, destroy target non-land permanent and opponent controls. Chapter 2, search your library for a forest card and put it into play tapped. Chapter 3, creatures you control get death touch until end of turn. Yeah, even with the creature part maybe not working some games, like being removal and mana ramp on a saga in your deck, that seems very, very good. Also, I think you should run like all the enchantresses. I think Satyr Enchanter should get put in there too. I think my best suggestion is Thrall Parasite. 1 mana to be able to remove counters every turn and with some group slug attached. Ooh, Thrall Parasite. 1 black for a 1/1. Extort. Tap it, pay 2 life. Remove a counter from a non-land permanent. This is perfect in your deck. That's literally absolutely perfect in this list. Good suggestion. Hear me out. Armageddon, Strip Mine, Wasteland, Smokestack, Cataclysm, etc. Yeah, dude. I'm hearing you out. You've gone to the dark side, dude. Some other recs are Weaver of Harmony, Jukai Naturalist, Herald of the Phantom, Destiny Spinner, Grim Guardian, and Culling Ritual. The World Spell is another decent one. The World Spell is in the deck, but that just felt weird to me with the whole non-saga thing. But maybe it is pretty good with like just playing some of the interactions with sagas though for free. Weaver of Harmony. Oh yeah, this would be pretty good. 1 and a green for an enchantment. Other enchantment creatures you control get +1/+1. Pay a green, tap it, copy target activated or triggered ability from an enchantment source. You may choose new targets for the copy. That is such a good card. Just to be able to copy enchantment's abilities, like, damn. I was born on the dark side. One of my first EDH decks was Zerstax. Yikes. You truly were born in the dark side. Jukai Naturalist. Is that just another cost reducer? Yep, enchantments cost 1 less lifelink. Herald of the Pantheon? Doesn't he do in auras? Oh, never mind. That's not the same card I was thinking of. 1 and a green, 2/2 enchantments you control cost 1 less to cast. Whenever you cast an enchantment, you gain 1. Those both seem very good in here. Grim Guardian. Yeah, whenever Grim Guardian or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1. And then Culling Ritual? Is this to blow up everything that's like small? Yeah, blow up everything that costs 2 or less and then add a bunch of mana. Doesn't seem too bad. Sithis is a shoo-in, yeah, for sure. Whenever you cast an enchantment, you gain 1, draw 1. For sure. For things to cut, I would suggest the pure drain cards. I think going more into enchantments and draining directly through sagas would work better. That is fair. Enduring Tenacity. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Oh, wow, with Narci, that's insane. Plus, this is an enchantment. And when it dies, you get a Narci trigger and it just comes back anyway. Ooh. That's really good. Damn. 3 Hoenn, you smooth son of a gun. I was talking to my brother about your no dip off my chip, dude. I was like, he says that when we're playing games, and I love it every time. Garnet, Princess of Alexandria. Garnet! Well, Garnet. My throat is very dry, if you can hear it right now. It's very, very dry. Okay. 100 apologies. 1,000 apologies. 1,000,000 apologies. Green and a white 2/2 lifelink. When Garnet attacks, you may remove a lore counter from any number of sagas you control and put a 1/1 counter on Garnet for each counter removed. That's awesome. That's sick in here. I really, really like that, actually. Did you have Sun Titan in your sideboard? Yeah, I think Sun Titan would be pretty good if you made some of these swaps, if you started to run some of these smaller things. No dip off my chip. Also, if budget is not an issue and they are fine with game changers, then Sarah's Sanctum probably would be the strongest card in the deck. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. That'd be an insanely expensive card. $350 at a white for each enchantment you control. That is very good, though. Obviously. Let me think here. I think I have a enchantment list. I had the Shrines deck. We might have some stuff in it. Wait, no. I built Onyxia at one point. I wonder if I actually put her deck on here. No, I do have Goshinte, though. See if there's anything here that could be useful. Crystal, Ventura, Enchantress. Wicked Visitor's not bad. 1 in a black, 2/2. Whenever an enchantment you control is put into the graveyard, each opponent loses 1. Bale Merc, whenever an enchantment you control enters the battlefield, or whenever you fully unlock a room, each opponent loses 1. Those would both be not too bad, possibly. Ooh, Springheart and Tuco would be kind of cool. Just comes out early and makes 1/1 plants, but then you could also copy creatures and start making copies of those creatures. And if you could potentially get this on one of those saga creatures, that could potentially be disgusting. That's all that was in there. Kryptonite, good evening, gamers. What's going on, Kryptonite? How are we? We're looking at a Narci Fabled Singer deck. We just got done looking at it, but we're trying to come up with some suggestions. We've gotten some good ones so far. I think we can cut Forgotten Ancient, cut Bastion, cut Erebos, Bleak Hearted. You could probably cut Cacophony Unleashed, if I'm being honest. 7's just a little steep. You could possibly cut Nyx Weaver unless it's in there for like a hyper-specific reason. And then possibly Sandworm Convergence. 8 is like a lot of mana. And then I think that's possibly Viscera Seer as well. Is what I'm seeing for cuts in this deck. Ooh, Hex Parasite. That's a great suggestion. I don't know why I turned into Tony the Tiger there. 1 for a 1/1. Pay X in a hybrid, or not a hybrid, a Phyrexian black. Remove up to X counters from target permanent. Each counter removed this way. For each counter removed this way, Hex Parasite gets 1/1. Yeah, that's insane in this deck. Just start resetting all your sagas over and over again. Eerie Interlude. Does that reset sagas? Oh no, Eerie Ultimatum. 2 white, 3 black, 2 green. Return any number of permanent cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. Ooh. That's not bad in here at all. Just rush a ton of sagas into play. Okay, I've pulled up my obscure card list. A sleeper pick could be banished to another universe. Banished to another universe. 4 and a white, affinity for historic permanents. So it could potentially be 1 white. When it enters the battlefield, exile another permanent until it leaves. So it's an enchantment itself. It could potentially be 1 white. It's removal. That's pretty good, actually. I like that in here. Carmen Cryel Sky Marcher. Oh, I said Cryel. It's cruel. Oh, okay. That was how it was spelled. 3, a white and a black for a 2/2 flying. Whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, put a 1/1 counter on Carmen Cruel Sky Marcher and you gain 1. Whenever she attacks, return up to 1 target permanent card with mana value less than her power from the graveyard to the battlefield. That's not bad. She's pretty cool, actually. I want to save her as well. I think we looked at Garnet a second ago, and I think I think Garnet's great in here. Removing counters and stuff. That seems fantastic. Slaying the Spire too. Are you playing Slay the Spire too right now? Hell yeah. I got Carmen in Raton Hecton because I got the Grim Captain. The Grim Captain. The Grim Captain. The Grim Captain's locker. This bad boy? Or oh, the Grim Captain. Menace, trample, lifelink, hexproof. Whenever the Grim Captain attacks, each opponent sacrifices a non-land permanent. Ooh, that's cool. It's a cool card. Yeah. Another pick that feeds into the group slug aspect could be Dothy Embrace. Give other people's stuff shadow in exchange for not attacking you. That's pretty funny. And throwing this aura on something to be like, hey, dude, I'll give your shit. Oh, it's not even an aura. You just dish out shadow. And it's an enchantment. That's actually promising, yeah. That's kind of a cool angle. I don't mind that. Is there... No, you're not in blue. Oracle, choose. I'm wondering if there's any of those enchantments where you have to choose one of the modes that would be good in this deck. Oh, I thought it said remove a counter. I was like, that's gonna be sick. Grim Captain is tough, bro. Hope chat's having a good night. F6 MTG side quest. What's up, my guy? Thought I recognized that name. Boom, 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 boom. Bow, 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 bow. Oh, wait. Isn't there one where you have to, like, pick obs on? Yeah. Yeah, there's two of them, and they both fit in here. Okay, let's see if they're good in here. Choose Obzon or Soul Tie whenever a counter is put on a creature you control. Damn, if it said permanent, that'd be so good. That one's not very good. At the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died, both of those aren't great. If that said permanent, Hollow Mark would have been dope. That would have been pretty good. What's up, brother? Hope you're having a good night, too. I am. What about you, Estix? Hope you're having a good one as well. Okay. You know what card absolutely did work when I played it on Tabletop Sim? I really ended up liking it. Was Promise of Loyalty. It's not even a deck specific card. I just like this card now, so I want to start recommending it to people. 5 and a white, sorcery. Each player puts a vow counter on a creature they control and sacrifices the rest. Each of those creatures can't attack you or planeswalkers you control for as long as they have vow counters on it. Just a good board wipe, especially in a Saga deck where you're like, maybe you're running low on creatures and you've got a lot of Sagas firing off. It's a board wipe that will also keep opponents swinging at each other and off of you. I really liked this card when I got to play it, so just recommending it. Promise of Loyalty is nice when it works. Dude, and it worked when I played it, dude. I was like, this is sick. Is the next Mirror Room? Ooh. Oh. He's not in blue, or else it would have been. You could do some cool stuff with Parallax Wave if you put a bunch of Proliferate in here. A little P-Wave action. What the hell? Oh, there we go. Fading 5, 2 and 2 white. Remove a fade counter from Parallax Wave. Exile target creature. When it leaves the battlefield, each player returns to the battlefield all creatures they own. That's pretty... that's a bit... That's too big brain for me, dude. My brain's like, what the hell am I doing with this? I'm baller, dude. Apply for a job. Hell yeah. Dude, it's just got to work once. That's the thing. It's just got to go off once, and then you're good. Wave's a bit pricey from pre-modern. Fair. I was going to say, I'm like, this has got to be a format thing. Hey, yo, fade? Fading 5, dude? It's got a bunch of fancy schmancy tricks associated with it that makes players think you're smart. Hollowed Haunting and maybe Leyline Immersion. Hollowed Haunting. What's up, Dexter? How we doing? What is Hollowed Haunting? Hollowhead? No. Hollowed Haunting. 2 and 2 white. As long as you control 7 or more enchantments, creatures you control have flying. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, create a spirit creature token with this creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of spirits you control. That seems awesome in here. I really like this card. That's another one I'm gonna save. That's sick. Can't remember if the commander has a tap ability. It does not. Lifelink, whenever you sack an enchantment, draw a card. Whenever the final chapter of a saga goes off, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is that saga's mana value. Parallax Wave plus Stifle. Opalescence. Whoa. How do you spell that? Two and two white. Each other global enchantment is a creature with power and toughness each equal to its converted mana cost. Ooh. So you can turn Parallax Wave into a creature, so you don't have to. Wait. Stifle does count. So you can counter the last activation of removing a fade counter to have to sacrifice it, and then it's just a creature that just gets to live after you do all that shenanigans with it. That's pretty cool. Then yeah, Leyline Immersion, Protection, and Ramp. 3 and a green, enchant legendary creature. Enchant legendary creature has ward 2 and tap at 5 mana of any combination of colors. Spend this mana only to cast spells. That's a pretty cool enchantment, actually. Protect Narci and then just help use her to now pump out huge sagas. That's pretty great. Scholar of New Horizons. One and a white for a human scout. Scholar of New Horizons enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it. Tap him to remove a 1. Is there another art for this guy? Yeah, this art. I knew I'd seen him in a different art before. Search your library for a plains card. Reveal it. Put an opponent. If an opponent controls more lands than you, you may put the card onto the battlefield tapped. If you don't, put the card onto the battlefield. Put it into your hand. For a plains card. That's a great card. For $1.37, we take that. What deck theme is this? It is Narci, Group Slug. We're playing Narci. We're playing giant sagas. We're using those sagas to sack them, have opponents lose a bunch of life, us gain a bunch of life, draw a bunch of cards. There's some counter shenanigans. There's enchantment interaction. You know how it goes. You know how it be. 9 lives. Hexproof. If a source would deal damage to you, prevent that damage and put an incarnation counter on 9 lives. Oh, man. The coffee. When there are 9 or more incarnation counters on 9 lives, exile it. When it leaves the battlefield, you lose the game. That's such a risky game. If someone just like board wipes enchantments or mass bounces, it's like, yeah, you lose. I love that art, though. That's really good art. Wait. With Opalescence, it can indefinitely exile creatures forever. No, put a bunch of activations to exile other creatures. Then in response, exile itself. It comes back, then others. Oh, yeah, that's actually pretty nuts. Weaver of Harmony, I think, got recommended earlier. The copy effect one. Yeah. Very, very good. That's a very good suggestion, 3-hoeing, but I think we already got it a second ago. And whoa, yeah. Luckily it's Friday. It's my day. It's get high day. Looking at the sky day. Ooh. Mud bath, it's a spa day. Ooh. Driving, so typing is limited. All good, Dexter. Yeah. We got anything else before we head on to the second deck for the weekend, baby? Barbara Wright got suggested so many times this stream. I think that's probably the one you should add over everything else. Oh, never mind. That's completely on me. This is not the card the guy recommended. I thought this was the red and a white girl again. Or green and a white girl that removes Saga counters. Sagas you control have read ahead. Oh, yes. Are you kidding me? One and a white to give all your freaking Sagas read ahead? Yikes. You got a new cut, Nick? Oh, I got the ultimate cut. Oh, yes, they say, yo, da, la, la. The old shave it off, dude. I got the ultimate cut here. I couldn't take it anymore, so I shaved her. I shaved her off. I was starting to get so hot when I was sleeping. I was like, I think I gotta shave it off, man. I get so hot when I sleep. He bald! 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 Give a creature Flying Day. Flying Day? That's not a real card. Flying Day? Yeah, what are you talking about? Read ahead is freaking nice. What the fuck? Didn't know that existed. Yeah, it's very good. The read ahead in this deck especially, Narci, you just read ahead to the last chapter and then have it pop immediately to drain everybody. You gain life, draw a bunch of cards. Give a preacher Flying Day. Read ahead is freaking nice. I was going off High Day. Oh, okay. Let's get High Day. Give a creature Flying Day. Ooh, I gotcha. I gotcha. Bars, bars, bars. The sit back, let the group hug handle all my trials day. I'm not trying day. Ooh, stop trying day. Ooh. If you didn't think that bar was dope, stop lying. Hey. Ooh. Okay, sorry. Sorry. Sometimes the bars just go. On my upkeep time to scry day. Ooh. 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 Damn. Cowardly Lion Day. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I was trying to do a Cowardly Lion. I can't do that voice. That is funny. Popping off in the chat, dude. Bars in the chat. Can we get some bars in the chat here? Friday. Give a creature Flying Day. On my upkeep time to scry day. Cowardly Lion Day. Oh! Get rid of your lands. It's strip mine day. It's green light. JK stop sign day. Bars, but time for the second Abzan of the day. Oh, I thought that was more bars. Are we branching out into the rap industry? Oh, I already tried that for years. Dude. I have hundreds of songs out there, dude. And you'll have to pry them from my cold dead hands, dude. Actually, you know what? This guy brought it on us. I'm playing my new beat. Hold on a second. Made a beat. Gonna play it before we go to the next deck. Actually, I might get copyright struck for that one. I might get copyright struck for that one. I might get copyright struck for this one. I really hope I don't. It's slowed down to shit. New beat unlocked. Yep, you guys officially unlocked the new beat here. Struck over your own song. I'm absolutely smited by it. Absolutely enthused by it. You've unleashed the beat upon them. Tell me this wouldn't be like a hard Party Next Door, like R&B rap type beat, dude. Hell man. Wait for this shit right here. Ooh. 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 Alright. That's all you get. That's all you get. That's all you get. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Back to the other songs. Whoa, that's loud as shit. Magic stream's over. The beat making stream now. Okay. The next deck for tonight. We are moving on. My roommate recently started making beats and he sucks, but I don't know how to tell him. Don't tell him. He's gonna get better, dude. He'll get better. Why was I feeling some mice on Venus back there, or on Venus back there? What is that? Mice on Venus? I'll have to look that up. It was all shameless plug the entire time. Yeah, the entire buildup of this channel was also I could release the album, dude. That was all this was. And you fell for it. My hours of editing, script writing, and uploading was all a ruse. And you dumbasses fell. Just cuts to me at 4 in the morning editing. Just, oh, I'm so smart. I'm so smart for this one. Damn, he got us. Minecraft OST, baby. Oh, yeah. Minecraft, my brother. Is the Betor deck maker in chat? T-Snides28. Yo, I'm here. T-Snides. We got the deck creator in the chat, baby. T-Snides. All right. A single bead of sweat drips down my head. Oh gosh, T-Snides is in the chat. Oh god. Okay. T-Snides, your form here. Deck names and commander. Now, Snides, we're gonna have to talk about your form here. No. I love, like, I got people, like, stressing every time they submit a deck. Now, we gotta talk about something on this form here. Betor's surprise birthday, Betor Ancestor's voice. Strategy theme. It's a life gain deck mixed with a token double deck. Ooh. Early game life. Mid game swarm the board with 1/1s. Late game pump up everything as needed. Go wide and tall. So right off the bat, I'm gonna check right off the bat. I gotta check. There's a card that I know is gonna be in here, and if it's not, oh, okay, we're not tagged. We're not tagged. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Let me see. I don't see it. I don't see it. It is a 6-drop, but like, ooh, you got Archangel Athune though. Never mind. You know what you're doing. I was thinking more budget friendly. You got Archangel in here. You're fine. You're looking fine. Go wide, go tall, pump up everything. It seems good. Power level optimized casual. Win conditions. Bilbo, birthday celebrant, Crater of Behemoth. I like those. Favorite interaction. Heliod and Brood Scale. Whenever one or more possible encounters are put on Basking Brood Scale, create a 0/1, and then Heliod. Is he under enchantments, technically? No? Where's Heliod? Am I missing something? Oh, right here. I am missing something. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on target creature or enchantment you control. Oh, okay. Yeah, so if you can get like an Essence Warden and play with that, you just get a little loop going. And that seems pretty good. What do you hope to get from my review? To show off my deck and to get some new card recommendations. And they are a Patreon member. T-Snides. Big thanks to you, my guy. Appreciate it. In here he says it's the life gain deck mixed with a token double deck. Early game, life game, mid game swarm the board with 1/1 counters. Late or 1/1 tokens. Late game pump everything as needed. Go wide, go tall. Hell yeah. So, wait, hold up. Heliod and any of the sisters. Yeah, that seems great. No Forgotten Ancient is crazy. He forgot the ancient. He forgot the ancient, dude. It's right there in the name. It happens to the best of us. Wait, hold up. No Aether Flux? Life gain decks are evil, I'm telling you guys. What's up, Alex? I didn't notice you in here. My bad. JLJ. JLJ. LJL, jeez. Since you have Chatterfang and a ton of life gain, another easy combo would be Warren Soul Trader and Chatterfang. Warren Soul Trader. I know this name, but I don't know what it does. Oh, yes, this thing. Jeez. 2 and a black, 3/3, pay 1, sack a creature, create a treasure token. That's not bad. To be honest, this game... I forgot the Ancient too, dude. Right there for like after a second, I forgot the Ancient as well. Forgotten Ancient, dude? Onto other creatures. You just make this thing big and then dish it off onto your tokens. That seems pretty good. Elendra. Gaining life, getting counters, making a... Wait. Elenda. Yes. Whenever another creature dies, you get 1/1 counter. She has lifelink. When she dies, make a bunch of 1/1 vampires with lifelink. Very, very nice. Love that card. Elendra's Hierophant's pretty good too. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on Elendra's Hierophant. When she dies, create that many 1/1 vampires with lifelink. Yeah, both of those seem great in here. Okay, let's let him read the deck before we get stuck in recommendations. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, LJL. Appreciate you. Okay. Betor, Ancestor's Voice, is 2, a white, a black, and a green for a 3/5, a flying lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, put a number of 1/1 counters on up to 1 target creature you control equal to the amount of life you gained this turn. That's so good. Return up to 1 target creature card with mana value less than or equal to the amount of life you lost this turn from your graveyard to the battlefield. So gain life, 1/1 counters, lose life, reanimate stuff. We're going to focus on the gain life and making our tokens big, which is pretty cool. I like this. We've got Elspeth Stormslayer, 3 and 2 white, 5 loyalty, +1 to create a 1/1 soldier. 0, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain flying until your next turn. That's so good. -3, destroy target creature an opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater. It's going to be good. Aerith Gainsborough. Gainsborough. 2 and a white, 2/2 lifelink. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on Aerith Gainsborough. When she dies, put X 1/1 counters on each legendary creature you control, where X is the number of 1/1 counters on her. Birds of Paradise for mana ramp. Arasta lets us get 1/2s when the opponents cast spells. Archangel Athune buffs our board when we gain life. Basking Broodscale gives us 0/1s when it gets 1/1 counters. Belladross is a 7-drop 4/4. At the beginning of each upkeep, you get a pest. You can also pay 10 life to untap all your lands. It's pretty busted. Bilbo was one of the win cons in this deck, being a 3-drop 2/3. If you would gain life, you gain that much +1. Pay 2 and Abzan, tap him, exile Bilbo. Search your library for any number of creature cards, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Activate only if you have 111 or more life. That's pretty good, folks. Let me make sure everything sounds and looks okay here. Pretty good, folks. Cool. Sounds like me. It sounds like a little nerd on a live stream. Bloom Tender. Good mana ramp on Bloom Tender. Chatterfang, 2 and a green, a 3/3 Forest Walk. If 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, create that many +1. Or create that many. Whoa, it's not even +1. It's just create that many. I'd never noticed that for some reason. Make that many 1/1 squirrels. Yikes. Seems pretty good. Craterhoof buffs our whole board and gives them trample. Ellis Core gains us life when creatures ETB on our side. Loses opponent's life when creatures ETB on their side. Elendra's Hierophant's already in here. Essence Warden gains us life when creatures ETB. Felithar, let me turn this down a bit. Felithar, Dawn of Abzan is Abzan for a 3/3 trample. When it enters or attacks, you may sacrifice a non-land permanent. When you do, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. I love Helea in a token deck. I run this in Arna. 2 and a white, 3/3. When a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 at the beginning of your end step. If you gained 3 or more, you draw a card, and it has Warp for 1 white. Heliod gives you 1/1 counters on creatures when you gain life. Karlov, which lets you put a 1/1 counter on it whenever you gain life, and you can remove 6 to exile a creature. Lotho. Black-white, 2/1. Whenever a player casts their second spell, you lose 1 life and create a treasure. That seems very, very good for obvious reasons. Craterhoof is really expensive. It is really expensive. I run it in my reanimator deck, but hard casting it, that is pretty expensive. Namita, 2 a black and a green, 3/4 reach. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it, and you create a 1/1 sapperling. Pay a green, sack a sapperling. Namita gets 2/2 until end of turn. Pay 1 and a black, sacrifice 2 sapperlings, draw a card. Ocelot Pride, 1 for a 1/1 first strike, lifelink, ascend. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained life this turn, create a 1/1 creature token. Then if you have the city's blessing, for each token you control that entered the battlefield this turn, create a token that's a copy of it. Sure. So gross. Ophiomancer gives you snakes. Or a Boreoid gives your board a huge amount of 1/1s equal to the number of 1/1s that are on. Oh, not even 1/1s, just this creature's power. Yikes. Priest of the Fellrights lets you sack it to reanimate something. This might be a cut. This just feels a little out of place to me. Rock's Faithmender, if you would gain life, gain twice that much. I love Rock's Faithmender. I wanted to make that card work in Standard so bad when it came out. It was like M10. I'm gonna say M11. Oh, M13. Great set though. That was fun. I like the modern, not the modern, the M13, M12s, all those. Those are so fun. Soul's Attendant, Soul Ward, and a couple of Soul Sisters. Thales lets you spit out 1/1 spirits equal to the number of tokens you made each turn, which is disgusting. Necrobloom makes you tokens when lands ETB, and your lands and graveyard have dredge. Twilight Prophet lets you ascend and lets you look off the top and get cards off the top of your deck into your hand and lose life equal to their mana value. Pretty good, huh? They call me dopey. They call me dopey when my ears are like this. Woe Strider gives you a goat. You can sack stuff to scry one. Okay, moving on to sorceries. Exsanguinite, dump a bunch of mana into it and drain everybody and gain life. It's such a good win con. I might need an Exsanguinate in Taval, honestly. Kaya's Wrath, destroy all creatures, gain life equal to the number of creatures that were destroyed. Newfound Adventures, just Farseek, Rampant Growth, 3 visits, Toxic Deluge for board wipe, Pest Infestation for destruction. As far as instants are concerned, Anguish Unmaking for removal, Beast Within for removal, Fel the Profane for removal, Flare of Fortitude for not removal. Till end of turn, your life total can't change, and permanent you control gain Hexproof and Innistrad for protection. That's really good. Grand Crescendo for token creation, Path to Exile for removal, and Tis But a Scratch for removal. And as far as artifacts are concerned, we've got Arcane Signet, Phyrexian Altar, Soul Ring, Talisman of Resilience, Talisman of Heresy. As for, and the Soul Stone for Mana Ramp. Bolus's Citadel to start casting stuff off top for free. Chromatic Lantern as well for Mana Ramp. Skull Clamp for card draw. The Party Tree being the Great Henge for more card draw, more Mana Ramp. It's just a fantastic card. The Wind Crystal lets your white spells cost 1 less. If you would gain life, gain twice that much instead. It's obvious why that's in here. And Whip of Erebos gives all your creatures lifelink and lets you whip them back into play, which again, pretty obvious why that's in here. As far as enchantments are concerned, Authority of the Consuls causes our opponent's creatures to enter tapped. Bitter Blossom spits us out 1/1s, one of my favorite cards ever printed, so I can never go against a Bitter Blossom. Feldar's Retreat makes us tokens or pumps up our board. Love that card. On the Trail lets us lets us play a land from our hand when we draw our second card. What's going on with that? On the Trail's an interesting one for me in this deck. I understand that a lot of turns you probably are going to be drawing a second card. Yeah, that's actually just pretty good in a lot of decks. Maybe I'm just not sold on it in like specific deck or in like just any deck. But now that I'm reading it again, I'm like, well, most any deck is going to be drawing multiple cards quite often. And then being able to mana ramp from doing that is just pretty good in any deck, honestly. Plus, it's an enchantment. Phyrexian Arena, so it'll just keep doing that. Phyrexian Arena, good card draw. Again, interacts with On the Trail, great. Sheltered by Ghosts, great removal and protection. And Sylvan Library, great card draw. Unlimited budget deck. The Halcyon Witness, exactly. No, not copy of it. A copy of every token created this turn with Ocelot Pride. Yeah, that's insane. Ocelot Pride's actually disgusting. Ooh, new card. Madame Null. Madame Null. Ooh, yeah. 2 and a black, 1/3, Death Touch. Whenever another creature you control enters, you may pay life equal to its power. If you do, put that many 1/1 counters on it. That seems really good in your deck. Woo! Paying life so you can maybe tap into that reanimation a little bit. You're definitely tapping into the 1/1 counters theme because now all your tokens just enter with extra 1/1 counters for paying life. And you're in life gain, so you don't care about paying life. That's a good one, boys. That is a good one. She seems fun. I actually kind of want to build her. She seems fun to build. Madame Null is filthy. Yeah, that's absolutely disgusting in here. Court of Garenberg gets out of hand very quickly. Oh, yeah. Who played this in our game that we were playing, 3-Hoen? Somebody dropped this, and then when they were reading it, we were like, oh, doubles them? Yikes. Court of Garenberg, 1 and 2 green enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you become the monarch. At the beginning of your upkeep, distribute 2 1/1 counters among up to 2 target creatures. If you're the monarch, double the number of 1/1 counters on each creature you control. That's such a gross card. And yes, this seems disgusting in this deck. I feel like you could really use a Mother of Runes to keep things alive and get some unblockable when things get huge. Ooh. That's a really good idea. Target creature you control gets protection from the color of your choice by tapping it. That seems, yeah. That seems like a very good card in here. Doom Whisperer seems pretty good. You could be able to pay 2 life to scry or surveil to Lathael. The Bounteous Dawn. 2 green white, 2/2 lifelink. At the beginning of each end step, if you gained life this turn, distribute that many 1/1 counters among creatures you control. That's a no-brainer in here. That's really good. Divine Visitation. Me. You were the one that played it. Yeah, that's a good-ass card. Mono is not fun, though. Yeah, I'm not a big mono guy, if you're talking about monocolor decks. Priest of Felrights is great. Lets you reanimate bigger cost stuff without losing all the life. Then you just cast reanimate it when you use 2 life and repeat. I like Priest of Felrights a lot as a reanimator player, but just in this deck specifically, it's an interesting one for me. Let's see. Ooh, Sorin seems very good in this deck. 1 in a black, 1/4 lifelink, extort. So right there, tons of ways to gain life already on a 2-drop. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, if you gain 3 or more life, you transform him. He's a 3 loyalty planeswalker. +2, create a food token. More ways to gain life. -2, Sorin deals damage equal to the amount of life you gained this turn to any target. A way to smoke an opponent. And -6, gain control of target creature. It becomes a vampire in addition to other types. We don't even care about that part. We literally just care about those first 2. We can pump out food tokens and just start sanguine bonding people for -2. Yeah, I'm not a betting man, but that seems pretty good in this deck. Also, yo, just found your channel recently and had to tune in when I saw the stream title since I've been brewing a Betor Big Life Swing deck recently. Hey, there we go. This is perfect. Welcome, Fuzzy. Oh, also just thought of another one for Big Life Swing, Mr. Negative. Ooh. Yeah, when he enters, exchange life totals with the player and then draw that many cards if you lost life. That could be potentially gross in here. Draw a whole load of cards. With the additions, what would be the card taken out, though? Yeah, I'm not sure. Possibly On the Trail, unless it's just a card where you're like, that absolutely pops off every single game. Authority of the Consuls just seems a little out of place. It's just kind of like a random stacks piece. It is a great card, but it just seems a little out of place. Possibly Woe Strider. No, you're in a token deck. Woe Strider's fantastic. Yeah, it's tough. You have a lot of good stuff in here. Well, it's now 1 in the morning, so I'm off to sleep. See ya, Alex. Thank you for stopping by, my guy. Hope you sleep well. I've been sleeping like sharks. Dude, I'm tired today, though. I haven't been tired every day for some reason, but today I'm actually a little tired, so hopefully I'll actually be able to sleep a little bit. You are now obligated to give your money to Nick. Yeah, you must. Sorry, Fuzz. That's just part of the intro initiation thing. You're just required to. I could see Twilight Prophet, Arasta, and Thales getting cut. That's fair. Thales is a little slow. In a bubble, she reads fantastic, but she's also a 5-drop, and she is a little slow. Twilight Prophet, I could see for also being a little slow. You have to wait a rotation for her to ever do anything. And then, what was the other one you said? Arasta. Those are actually pretty good cuts. Rasta is probably another good one that I'm like, you could find something better for it. Maybe Pest Infestation. Maybe we don't need Lotho. He's a great card, but no real synergy in the deck. Yeah, he's just very good. I think is like it's kind of similar to the Authority of the Consoles, where it's just a good card, but I don't know how much synergy it has with the deck. Actually, Authority of the Consoles does have synergy with the deck. I'm being dumb. My brain keeps switching back and forth between lifelink and tokens. I keep forgetting it's a token deck, and then I keep forgetting it's a lifelink deck. It's both. Authority's great. You're tapping stuff so you can swing in with tokens. That's just me being slow. Ignore that. Oh, and it gains you life when and stuff enters the opponent's control. Just ignore me. Ignore me, dude. I'm just being dumb over here. For deciding which cards to take out, I suggest you put all the cards into custom tags so you can see how every card functions. Then you could decide more easily. Exemplar of Light is really good card advantage for these types of decks. Holy baldo! Sean 1 trillion. Hi, Sean. Hi, Sean. Hey, Sean. Exemplar of Light. This is the 2 and 2. Yeah, this one's really good. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Whenever one or more 1/1 counters are put on this creature, draw a card. This ability triggers once a turn. Exemplar of Light's so good. Do you have Benny Braxton here? Did I see Benny? I don't think I saw Benny. I didn't see Benny. You need Benny Braxton here, my guy. 3 and a white for a Convoke, so he comes out for 1 white like most games. At the beginning of each end step, if you created a token this turn, draw a card. Benny Brax is so good. So is Takesia's welcome. Whenever one or more creatures with power 3 or mana value 3 or less enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This ability triggers once a turn. Those are both very good card draw things that I think would be good in this deck. I'm building mine without too much dedicated life gain, but a little food package. Ooh, I like that. With Yagra, Nuka-Cola, Soren, etc. Awesome. For incidental life gain. Tokens are always fun, though. I already have 3 decks, though. That's actually fair. Skrelv's Hive and Bitter Blossom Bear are extra Bitter Blossoms. Seem pretty good. Oh, yeah. Let me look at my Arna deck. Fuzzy Lumpkins. I can't believe that actually worked, Fuzzy. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, but I do appreciate it. Please submit some decks. I will if you didn't become I can't tell if this is a member thing or a donation. If it's just a dono, I will send you the link. Join the Discord if you're not on the Discord and DM me. I'll also send you the link so you can submit a deck. Because that is super nice of you. Okay. What was I just gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna check out Arna because we can look at what color is this deck that I can use for Arna. Black, white. Yo, Nick, you now owe me so yeah, I owe you the finder's fee, Alex. Like my boy Alex, he knows how to pick them out for me. Where is this? Well, I'm really far down. Why is this? Arna 2.0. There we go. So black and white cards are ones that I can. Oh, Drana. Oh, Drana. Oh, Drana. Oh, Drana. Put this card in here now. 1 and 2 black, 2/3, first strike, flying. When Drana deals combat damage to a player, put a 1/1 counter on each attacking creature you control. Yeah, you want to put 1/1 counters on your tokens? That's a very good one. So is Shaylee, dude. 1 and a white, 1/1 flying vigilance, tapper to put a 1/1 counter on each creature that entered the battlefield this turn. Drana and Shale are both super good in these types of decks. Unbreakable Formations, great board protection that also gives your board 1/1 counters. Dawn of a New Age is pretty good card draw. Gets a bunch of hope counters for the number of creatures you control. Dusk Legion Duelist gives 1/1 counters when it gets draws you a card when it has 1/1 counters put on it. So if you're running a bunch of ways to put 1/1 counters on stuff, that could be good. Idol of Oblivion draws you a card if you had a token enter this turn, which is obviously going to happen. Horn of the Mark lets you let you look at your top 5 and pick a card and put it into your hand as long as you're attacking with 2 or more creatures, which in a token deck, I'm going to say yeah. Tokens. Okay, let's see. Call the Coppercoat's one of my favorites. 2 and a white. Put any number of 1/1 counters or 1/1 humans into play equal to the number of creatures target opponent controls, but you can pay 1 and a white to target multiple opponents. So very, very good. Oh, Cosmic Grand Zenith. This needs to go in your deck immediately. 2 and a white, 2/4. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create 2 1/1 white human soldier tokens or put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. This is actually such a gross card. Not sure how good this card would be, but it's niche. Acacian Money Changer. I can, like, see that card's art in my head. Yeah. Oh, this is the art I could see. I was gonna say, I remember there being like a big dude. 1 white for a 0/2. This creature enters with 3 credit counters. When this creature enters, it deals 3 damage to you. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a 1/1 or put a credit counter on it. Sacrifice this creature. You gain 1 life for each credit counter on it. It's not a bad way to just gain a shit ton of life out of nowhere. Dalcove Encampment's a great land that just spits out tokens that you could run. I like this Elspeth because it makes 3 1/1s. You can just keep spamming that. Ink Shield, prevent all damage and make that many 2/1s. That's absolutely insane. Oh, Nesting Dovehawk's one of my favorites. I think this one would be great in your deck as well. 3 and a white, 2/2 flying at the beginning of combat on your turn. Populate. When a creature token enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on Nesting Dovehawk. It's such a good card. Oh, Sinkhole Surveyor is awesome in here. Yeah, Sinkhole seems great too. Start giving it 1/1 counters or spitting out. Yeah, we have like the same deck. Betor and Arna are literally trying to do the same thing. There's probably some good cards in here. Jacked Rabbit makes you a bunch of 1/1 rabbits equal to its power, and it's an X drop that gets counters equal to X. That could be gross. Wizened Ment. I feel like I just took out Phalis and another card for something. Let me check really quick, because I feel like I just picked up a new token card for some reason. That is not my Arna deck. And I haven't updated it yet, I don't think. Let me see. Black-white token card. Oh, Lae'zel should probably go in there as well. Let me get to it real quick. Whenever counters would be put on anything, you put that many +1. So just getting additional counters with your Betor, that seems pretty good. Oh, Abandoned Air Temple definitely needs to go in there. If it's not already, I didn't look at your lands. It's not. Abandoned Air Temple definitely needs to go in here. This card has been doing work in my Arna deck. Just comes in untapped, 3 and a white, tap it to put a 1/1 counter on each of your creatures. What happened to the music? Yeah, what did happen to the music? There we go. That was weird. We literally do have like the same deck though. It's hilarious. I'm like Feldar Retreat. Path to Exile. Ooh. Oh, hold on. I got some good recommendations for you. Let me just finish looking through this real quick. Oh yeah, that was one of them I put in here. That would be pretty sick in your deck. Okay. Couple more suggestions past the Lae'zel and Abandoned Air Temple. Mic audio messed up. Hold on a second. It's probably this cord. Is that better? Is that any better with the mic? Yes, much better. Okay. It does that for some reason. This cord is old as hell. I need to get a new cord really bad for this. Reluctant Role Model would be really good. 1 and a white, 2/2 at the beginning of your second main phase. If Reluctant Role Model is tapped, put a flying, lifelink, or 1/1 counter on it. And when it dies or another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put those counters on another target creature. Reluctant is insane for a 30-cent card. Hopefully that mic thing wasn't going on for too long. That's my bad. The other card I think you should run is Lethal Schemes. I think this card is actually really, really good. 2 and 2 black, convoke target creature, destroy target creature or planeswalker. Each creature that convoked this spell connives. So you can just like pretty much cast this for free. If you have Bitter Blossom tokens out, you could probably cast this for free by tapping them, because convoke you can tap for colored mana too if it shares a color with the creature. So you could tap your tokens, your snake tokens, your Bitter Blossom tokens to play Lethal Schemes for free. Kill something for free, and then connive all those creatures that just convoked this into play. Lethal Scheme seems great. Getting some audio feedback. Let's see if this is any better. Have you considered Stargaze? Just think about the value, the card advantage, the life loss, the filling the grave. Hey, dude, if he's into it, dude, he's into it, man. He might be. Stargaze, X and 2 black sorcery. Look at twice X cards from the top of your library. Put X from them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. You lose X life. It reads great. I just, for me, I never get a time where I can play it. Inscription of Abundance. 1 and a green, kicker for 2 and a green. Choose one. If the spell was kicked, choose any number. Put 2/1/1 counters on target creature. Target player gains X life, where X is the greatest power among creatures they control. Target creature you control fights another creature. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Instant speed, that definitely makes it better. The more I think about it, the more I actually kind of like Stargaze, lol. You drop the thing you want to reanimate in grave and lose the life to reanimate it with Betor. Oh, yeah, actually, in this deck, that actually does seem really good. Dump one of your big things into grave, and then you lose the life from Stargaze, and then use that life you lost to reanimate with Betor, yeah. I like that. That's actually sick. Do you like Monastery Mentor? Do you like the Mentor cards? Snides? Because I'm like, I like these a lot. I think these are some great token creators. Monastery Mentor, 2 and a white. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 monk. I mean, that's going to be a pretty big percentage of most people decks. It's just everything that's not a creature. That's going to be pretty good. I think the other one has Mentor in its name, doesn't it? Yeah, Wizened Mentor. Whenever an opponent activates an ability of a permanent that isn't a mana ability, you get a 1/1 zombie. It activates only once each turn. This is like gonna just pump out one zombie almost during everyone's turn. So it's pretty good. Fixed. The more I think about it. Didn't see if this guy had Voice of the Blessed. Oh yeah, Voice of the Blessed. You brought that up earlier. I meant to look it up. 2 white. 2/2. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. As long as this creature has 4 or more 1/1 counters on it, it has flying. As long as this creature has 10 or more 1/1 counters on it, it has indestructible. That's actually really funny. That's not bad. Oh, you know what you need to run? Metastatic Evangel. 1 and a white, 3/1. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, proliferate. That seems great. Like you run a ton of creatures in this deck. 30 creatures, and every one of those ETBing is going to be a proliferate now. That seems really good. Power Leech is also fun. 2 green enchantment. Whenever an artifact an opponent controls becomes tapped, or as an opponent activates an ability without tap in its name, you gain 1 life. Ooh, yeah, that's a pretty good little chunk of life gain that you could get. But I don't know, does that matter during other players' turns with Betor though? Because it's at the beginning of your end step. I wish it would. If it was each end step, that'd be too spicy. Too spicy. I think I saw token doublers. How about Darkstar Augur? 2 and a black, 2/3 offspring for 1 black. Flying at the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library and put that card into your hand. You lose life equal to the mana value. Sure. Why the hell not? What about... I'm trying to think. Life gain's a very interesting one. I know tokens, but I'm not super familiar with life gain. Starscape Cleric. 1 and a black, 2/1 offspring for 2 and a black. Flying. This creature can't block. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1. This is great. It's a little token card and it's life gain, lose life. That seems great. Starscape is awesome. It's like Twilight. Yeah, this one's like Twilight Shepherd, except it also just like you can do the offspring, so it interacts with like your tokens energies. So that'd be a good replacement for Twilight Shepherd. Would be Darkstar Augur. Same mana cost, you get an offspring token that comes out with it. You're doing double time with it. Is Aetherflux an angle here? I don't know. Whenever you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you've cast this turn. I mean, that just seems pretty good in a life gain deck. Pay 50 life, deal 50 damage to target creature player. I mean, like in a life gain deck, I think Aetherflux is always an angle, right? Stargaze and Darkstar Augur are great card advantage here. Also, for interaction, you can run a bunch of utility creatures like Cankerbloom, Bounty Agent, and Haywire Might that easy to recur. That's a really good idea. Because you won't have to lose that much life to reanimate these ones because they're literally 1-drops, but they're good removal. It's a very good idea. I like all these ads. These little small creature utility stuff. I think this is great. Also, if you run Nesting Devhawk, you can start populating the offspring. Yes! Yeah, that seems really good. Power Leech does work. Power Leech. Yeah, they might do that stuff during your turn, but like, I'm just saying, like, they're probably going to do that with artifacts mainly during other people's, or during their turn. So you won't get the Betor, like, trigger with it. Aetherflex seems very good. I don't see why that would be anything but great in here. Power Leech is funny, but not exactly for this list. Yeah, it is a cool card. I've never seen that card before. I think it's weirdly enough, I think I've seen the art and I've like never ever read or like consciously ever ingested what that card actually does. It is pretty cool. Apparently we have up to 50-mile-an-hour winds coming in tonight. So that's going to be fun. Hope it doesn't knock out power. I mean, I guess you could just run Trelessera in the 99 with a bunch of life gain. The scry turns into essentially tutoring. Who the hell is that? Trelessara? Green, white, 2/2. Whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on Trelessara, Moondancer, and Scry 1. Ooh, all your life gain just turns into Scries? More like Scryf gain. That's a really good card, actually. Bam. That's a saucy-ass card right there. Again, another card I've seen but never really read. Alright, boys. Let's get some last-minute suggestions here before we hop off for the night so I can finish up some of my editing. I have a Trelsara deck. It's interesting. Interesting. Is it a... It's just a straight-up commander deck, or is it a, like, commander popper deck, or... What are we dealing with? I've been interested in building a commander popper deck. Alhamaret's Archive. That could be pretty good. 5, if you would gain life, you gain twice that much life. Sure. If you would draw a card except for the first one you draw each turn, draw 2 cards instead. Yeah. Double all yo shit. Regular commander deck. Nice. That sounds fun. Like, turning your life gain into scry seems very, very strong. Alright, boys. If we don't have any more suggestions, I think we're good. I think those were 2 solid-ass deck reviews. Solid-ass decks for sure, dude. Like, those are actually extremely, extremely good. I'll put the list in the Discord. Please do, LJL. That seems really good. Honestly, guys, thank you for all these good ideas. No problem, T-Snides. I hope this was at all useful. I know I'm not very useful during these, but the chat seriously comes in clutch, so I always know you guys can come in clutch with to help me out. What kind of vids are in the works, Nick? So right now I'm working on a... Let me think. A budget list of cards right now, because there's a ton of cards that like significantly dropped in price. It's a cards that are all under 25 cents list, like really powerful cards. And then I'm working on a redefining card draw video that I think is going to be really interesting. It's like they're both, well, the budget one's probably like a 20-minute video. The redefining card draw is like a 10-minute video. It's a little bit shorter. But I think it's super interesting. It was something me and my brother were talking about. He's a newer player. And it's something that he was like, you should talk about that. So I just decided to talk about it. Polluted Bonds. Good night, man. The Discord link in the stream description is broken for me. Can someone add it for the chat? Oh, I can do it. Just 1 second here. Invite to server. It's so messed up because you go into the settings and it says max number of uses, and you go to no limit, and then you go expire after, never expire, generate new link, and then that's the link I use in my description. And every time it's like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna work, big dog. There you go. That is the Discord link to join the Discord. So if anyone wants to do that, go for it. And it'll still expire. Yeah, I don't know why. That's so weird. Anyway, thank you guys for stopping by, watching the deck reviews. Those are 2 really solid decks, really fun looking decks. Also, I've been playing Tabletop Simulator with members of the community like pretty often, including 3Hoen, Yorsum, Outreach Gamer. Been playing a bunch of Tabletop Sim. So if anybody's like has Tabletop Sim and wants to reach out, like normally around like 8+, we've been playing some Tabletop Sim. So join the Discord and hit us up, dude. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for submitting the decks. I'm gonna finish up some editing because it is already Friday, which is kind of nuts. Peace. Can't stay, but just so you know, you're the boss. Spencer Reddington, thank you so much. You're the boss. Yo, I'm a low-key hop on tabletop sometime. Yeah, you should, dude. It's actually been a blast. It's been super fun to play with you guys. All right, I'm peacing out. See you guys.